Hello, it's Monica from Crafting with Quilling Lady, and I hope you have absolutely fabulous day. It is Monday, so it is time for personalized card. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how to create Under the Sea Kinetic card. I'm going to use two stamp sets from Hobby Art called Mermaids and Under the Sea. Off camera, I stamped all those images with black color, and I use my alcohol markers to color them in. I also fussy cut them, and as usual I keep them in a plastic bag, and this way all my elements are together and I do have them ready for variety of projects. I'm going to use two sheets of white stamping card, 300 GSM. It is perfect because we're going to use some water. If you don't have stamping card, I do encourage you to use some watercolor card, and I'm going to use Nuvo Cosmic Shimmer powders, and I've gone green Parade and blue Blitz, and that's exactly what we're going to do to create our own backgrounds. It is super simple, but every single time you will get totally different effect. And if you have never ever tried Cosmic Shimmer powders or brushels, I do encourage you to do it because you do have so much fun, and every single time the background is totally unique. Now I'm going to spray it with a little bit of water, and that's when the powders actually come to life. And what's very special about them, inside those tiny bottles there's not only blue, there are other pigments as well. In some spots I actually got magenta or purple, and this is just so beautiful. Now I'm going to use my heat tool to heat set it and make sure that it's totally dry before I move on to my next step. And what's really good about those shimmer powders, they actually have beautiful shine to them when they dry. I'm not really sure if you can see it in the camera, but in real life it is so gorgeous. So now I've got two backgrounds ready, and with the first one I'm going to create a square panel, and that will go on the front of my card. Super simple. And I decided that these backgrounds will be for layers as well, and I'm going to show you that later on. So I've got two Distress Oxide inks in Broken China and Price Ribbon, and at that point I was a little bit lazy, so I thought, let's use a scrap piece of paper and do ink blending there. As you can see, I'm starting with the lightest blue, Broken China, and then to add a little bit more interest, I'm putting that beautiful Price ribbon exactly on the edge. And as you can see, we have really nice contrast and interest. And I wonder, how often do you use two inks on the edges to distress them? Please let me know in the comments down below. I also wonder, have you actually ever created Under the Sea project? If you have, please let me know. What was it? I'm really curious. Now, as usual, I've got some double-sided tape on the back of my panel, and using my pokey tool, it is just so easy to peel off that backing, and I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue, magic glue, and I'm going to put it on all the pieces where the double-sided tape is, and this way everything will be adhered properly. And as you can see, my square panel is slightly smaller than my card base, and I really like that border. What do you think about this? Please let me know. Now I decided to put that mermaid on the left hand side, and I'm going to use my compass to make sure that my panel will fit in. As you can see, I didn't draw anything here. I just wanted to measure, and now I'm going to use my compass to actually draw that circle on the back of my other background panel, and using a pencil I'm going to create some waves, and I'm going to fussy cut them. Super quick and easy, and this way you will have very cool shape, so you actually don't need any dice to create that card, at least so far. I absolutely love how this card turned out, and please let me know if this shape makes you think about waves. Now, just to make sure that everything matches together, I'm going to use the same Distress Oxide inks in Broken China and Price ribbon. I absolutely love that technique, and you will have that nice contrast and variation on your project. I wonder, have you ever created any project with some fish? Please let me know. And what occasion was it? Now I'm going to create a slightly smaller panel that will go on top. And again, I'm going to create those waves with a pencil and fussy cut. Super quick and easy. And that will be my top panel. And it will actually cover the mechanism for the card. And again, I'm going to add that beautiful broken china and prize ribbon using my ink blending tools. I really love distressing everything on my cards, and I think if I could do it in life, I would actually distress anything with colors because I love ombre effects and I don't really like bold colors. Now I've got circle cutting die and I'm going to create that circle cut inside my bigger panel. And I'm going to use some low tack tape just to make sure the die doesn't move when I put it through a die cutting machine. Now I need to find a slightly smaller circle die that will fit inside, but it will actually have a little gap. And if you don't have circle nesting dies, you can actually use a button. As you can see, I die cut it 8 times and I'm going to adhere them all together using my one and only liquid glue, magic glue. If you don't have those dies, you can actually use flat button as well. That's what I saw at one of the videos by Jennifer Maguire. I absolutely love that technique, but I don't have a flat button. That's why I use some circle nesting dies. And as you can see, our mechanism works and we're going to create that kinetic element. And you can spin it any way you want. I just want to make sure that my mermaid will fit exactly and actually that our mechanism won't touch it. And it is time to adhere the top panel. And now it will be time to literally decorate our card. And off camera, as you saw, I prepared lots of beautiful elements and I'm going to use most of them for my project. I really like it, but before we put any elements, we have to stamp a sentiment, and this is very crucial whenever you create any bigger project because you need to make sure that you've got enough space for a sentiment. And I use black ink from Spectrum Noir. It is waterproof, but it always gives me that nice crisp sentiment. Now it is time to put all those elements on the card and you can actually create your own composition or layout. And I wonder, do you actually have that beautiful stamp set collection from Hobby Art? If you do, please let me know in the comments what did you create. Also, last month, I created a beautiful project as well using the same stamp set. So if you haven't seen it, the link is in the top right corner. I really hope you will enjoy it as well. It was done for PMA Craft Challenge. So if you have never heard about that challenge, please watch the video. So as you can see, I'm checking if my mechanism works every single time because I want to make sure that my elements don't actually touch the mermaid. And this is very crucial. And even then, if you want, you can use more circle nesting dies inside to create more dimension. Or you can actually, with our middle panel, where our kinetic mechanism is, you can use 2 or 3 stamping card to give it more dimension. That is absolutely optional. And as you can see, I just had so much fun using all those fish. I tried to make them as colorful as possible because this project was supposed to be fun and cheerful. And now when this is ready, I decided to add a little bit more interest to the sentiment. I thought it is a little bit too dull, so I'm using my black fine liner and I'm literally writing on top of the words. And this way it will stand out even more. I thought, why not? And to add a little bit more interest to the card, I'm going to use white acrylic pen from Spectrum Noir and I'm going to create some air bubbles. First, I'm going to test it on the scrap piece of paper, which I created with those beautiful shimmer powders, and as you can see, I'm literally creating tiny dots. It is such a simple technique, but it really adds to the whole project. And I absolutely love it. And I wonder, when you created your Under the Sea project, what did you use to create those air bubbles? Now it is time to add few gold gems around the sentiment, and our card is completely done. And I wonder, what do you think about this card? Would you like to give it a go? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching and spending that time with me. And don't forget that every single Monday and Thursdays I do have videos on my channel. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting. Bye!